Howdy, y'all. Oh, adjusting a little bit because the little bit of stupidity rain decided to come up at the last moment. But it's time to do it. So let's do it. It's time to let it go. Howdy and hello. Nobody's here. I am not worried. If you're confused about the title, don't be. It's perfectly normal to be confused about the titles I put on videos. If the title doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. Howdy, Patrick Grant. Great to see you, sir. How are things up in your neck of the woods? I will tell you right now, I have been enjoying some New Minster. Might help if I turn it around so that you can see it and not me. New Minster 400. Mighty tasty. But our humidity level is up through the roof, which is why I'm wearing the jacket. It's kind of one of those nice little wet, damp, drizzly nastiness things. I even put on pants because the shorts were it's a little bit cool. I mean, I could have sat out here in shorts, no big deal, but with that little drizzly yuck coming down, it's just uncomfortable. You know what? Why? Oh, by the way, happy Amateur Drinking Day for all of those of you who are watching this on replay because you weren't here tonight and you decided to go out drinking with your friends or whatever. Hopefully none of y'all are having to watch this after getting out of jail for DWI or DUI, or out of the hospital for having an accident because of somebody else's DWI or DUI. Howdy, Steve. Great to see you, sir. Howdy, Miss Kathy. Good to know that you're still there, ma'am. Of course, I don't go anywhere. When it comes time to do the amateur drinking days, no. Nope. Not doing it. Too dangerous. Way too dangerous. And can't convince me otherwise. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Howdy, sir. Great to see you. Now, bear with me. I didn't bring out all the stuff to light up a cigar with. Oh, by the way, Steve, thank you so much for that New Minster 400 Superior Navy slices, or Navy flakes. So very tasty. Steve, there's no rule that says you have to show up to tailgate. It's fine. It's fine, brother. No apologies ever need to be said. If you find that you can't make it for whatever reason, that's not a big thing. Patrick, that is a weird anomaly, but it could be because Boston is just a short little train ride away, and Boston really does St. Patrick's Day better than New York City. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to start up some kind of rivalry there. You know what? Y'all both do some fantastic things up there. As y'all like to say, back east or up east or down east or over east, or there's about like 18 different ways to say east. And now I have been in New York and Boston on the same day on a St. Patrick's Day. I told that story once. I'll tell it again. I had a Harley. And I had a Dodge Durango. The Harley gets 50, that is 50 miles per gallon. And the Durango got 15. And I had to go from a extended stay that I was staying at somewhere in Queens and go to Boston to install a small piece of equipment. I needed about this many tools to install that equipment. Oh, and the equipment, which would fit inside my motorcycle jacket. So I took off like a bat out of hell going to Boston on my motorcycle. I didn't look at the date. I didn't care. I just went. Installed the little piece of equipment. Got on my motorcycle after getting my piece of paperwork signed. Cranked her up, out on the street, and all of these police barricades are up. None of them were up on my way in. They were just like, boom, magically appeared, and there are thousands of people on the street, and I'm wondering what in the hell's going on. And I look behind me in the rearview mirror, and there's a parade. And everybody's wearing green, and shamrocks are everywhere. And I was like, oh crap. This is the Boston St. Patrick's Day parade. I mean, it's something to see, yeah, but I didn't want to lead the damn thing. Yornik, howdy, sir. Great to see you, sir. Steve, yes, I did get your email this morning, and I will be discussing that here in a minute. And I appreciate you letting me know. But yes, I did actually hear from Matt earlier, so I already knew. And then a little while ago, I caught a short little message from Robert, which explains the reason why the title of this live feed is the Non Tailgate Tailgate. So there I am leading the Boston St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I get to where I'm going to turn, but it's blocked off. And I pull up to one of the barricades, and there's a cop there, and I was like, look, dude, I was just at the post office, and I was just doing some work for the post office. I'm trying to get out of here. Is there any way I can get through here so I can go on up to the freeway? I got to go back to New York. I got other things to do today. And he looked at me. And he looked at my motorcycle, and he's like, yeah, you don't look anything like you really belong here. All black motorcycle. Mostly I'm wearing black. So he signaled, and they cut me open a path real quick, and I mean, I was on the sidewalk, literally on the sidewalk, to go around some people. One block up, though, and I was back off the sidewalk on the street, and boom, I was gone. So for about 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, I don't remember. Please remember, this was back in 06. I bought the bike in 05. It was still pretty much brand new. And I hauled ass back down to New York. But like I said, 50 miles per gallon in the Harley, or 15 miles per gallon in the Durango. I was going to get paid the same amount either way. The only difference was how much I paid out of my money to get there and get back. I took the smarter option for that. Glum Chum, howdy, sir. All right, so now that Matt's here, I would like to everybody, hey, Matt, good hearing that you're going to be picking up on Fridays again. By the way, Matt, in case you haven't been watching, has been letting it be known on various different places that he's going to be back live following a certain person that's going to tailgate on Friday. Matt, if you want extra time, whenever you feel like starting, brother, you just go ahead and start. It will not be a problem. I've been running 2.5 hours. That's a little long for me. It's quite a bit long for me. I'm pretty good with an hour and a half. I'm real good with an hour. But I don't expect you to pull 3 hours on your first shot back. But if you only feel like going on for a few minutes, we'll do our best to hang on with the tailgate until you're really ready to push that button and start up your live stream. Which brings me to point number 2. Roberto Lancero will not be live today. Absolutely will not be live today. He said he's moving his chat to Saturday. Oh, not a problem, Matt. It's really not a problem. I'm just letting you know if you feel like the timing is right or whatever and you want to go longer or you need to go shorter, do what's best for you. I'm going to just fill in until you're ready. And also, thank you to Steve and Miss Kathy for filling in the last couple of weeks for Matt. And Matt, we know you've been under some trying times. We've been praying for you, and hopefully everything's better. Again, if you're feeling like somebody's forcing you to come back and it's just too early for you, just say so. Don't push issues if you don't have to. Leave pushing issues for someone like me. I'm pushy by nature, which is why I try to make sure that people don't feel like I'm pushing them into things. Except for maybe Beans. Last Saturday, Beans went live. But I didn't know he was going to go live. The Saturday before that, Beans went live, and I had heard that he was going to go live. So I tailgated for him. Then come to find out, he wanted to not go live, and he pulled it down, but everybody had already promoted his show. He didn't even find out that there was a tailgate happening until the tailgate was already happening. Oops. Sorry, Beans. Yes. Brian. Great guy, by the way. I don't know if he'll be at Muletown, but if he is, he will not be hard to spot. You just kind of keep looking up until you're looking at a head that's pretty much head and neck taller than everybody else. That's when you know you found him. In case y'all are wondering, I am having a My Father La Bijou today. I took the La Bijou portion off already and the little orange band. And for a drink, I'm having, of course, a fake Dr. Pepper. But at least it tastes like Dr. Pepper, so I'm good with it. No, Yornik, Brian is just physically taller than most everybody else. Unless, of course, he's standing with a lot of people that are in the NBA. Or any professional basketball team. Which would include, most of the Olympic basketball teams. Even still, he's going to be taller than some of those guys. Let's just say if his name was John, they'd call him Big John. They'd have somebody named Johnny Cash write a song about him. Oh wait, too late. Already done. Not my fault. Not my fault. He's just really tall. And if you ever saw him open a tin of tobacco, you know that he's got really big hands and they're fairly strong. You try opening a tin of tobacco the way he does. Go ahead. Yank your fingernails. Clean out your hands. Go ahead. I dare you. It ain't easy. I tried it. I couldn't do it. I'm not going to be the first person that has to admit that I couldn't do what Beans does with a tin of tobacco. And I bet you I won't be the last. I thought about drinking a beer today just because it's St. Patrick's Day and everybody thinks that that should be some sort of crazy reason to drink. Then I finally decided, you know what? I don't need a reason to drink. I drink when I want to. I just don't feel like having a drink today. I know for some of y'all that sounds strange or stupid or whatever. I drink plenty. I have no problem with drinking. Just didn't feel like it. Alcoholics feel like drinking every day. Actually, drunks feel like drinking every day. Alcoholics are quitters. Yeah, that seems to be everybody's general modus operandi. Gets to St. Patrick's Day, and of course they run right out and go get green beer and crazy ideas. Oh, I at least wore a green hat, and just so you can see, yes, it does have a shamrock on it. I'm one of the few people you'll ever see wearing a green Raiders hat. Not many people got them, I guess. And then I heard it was possibly a discontinued item. Not that I'm worried one way or the other. Just letting you know. Oh, that's got to go. That's got to go. Oh, there's one I don't want. Actually, there's 4 of them in here that I didn't want. A friend of mine came over the other day. We had a couple of cigars. I put them in there. I couldn't tell which ones are mine and which one are his. And I don't smoke after people. Graders, if I will. Road graders, maybe. Well, that sounds like a good combination there, Patrick. Now, if y'all feel like having a drink, I'm not trying to discourage you having a drink. If you're thinking about going out to a bar and going and having a drink, I tend to discourage that on amateur drinking days. And I call it amateur drinking days. Why do I call it amateur drinking days? I've explained it a few times this week, but one more time won't hurt. All the amateurs, you know, the ones that don't spend any time actually drinking, They're all going to turn loose tonight. So they don't know their limit. They don't know when to quit. They don't know how goofy they get. They don't know if they're a bad drunk, a mean drunk, a happy drunk, a complete whore when they're drunk. Does not matter. They're going to go out and go drinking. Tempers will flare. People will act crazy. Crap will happen. Drunk people are going to be driving around. The cops know this and the insurance companies know this. You don't want a ticket today. It doesn't matter if it was 5 o'clock in the morning this morning, because it'll say speeding and St. Patrick's Day. They're going to throw the book at you. Steve, I will tell you, just before it was time to start this live stream, I came out here, sat down, decided I had to go back inside and put pants on. I am not going to sit out here uncomfortable while I smoke a cigar just because. And Patrick, I'm right there with you. I have no problem drinking, but you know what? It is so much cheaper to go buy it at the liquor store, drag it to the house, and enjoy it exactly the way I want it. If I want that damn drink to be strong, I don't have to say, hey, bartender, put a little extra in there. I don't have to flirt with an ugly barmaid. I don't have to worry about the drunk that's going to lean over and try to tell me the secret of life. Howdy, Everett. Great to see you, sir. Look, everyone, Everett's wearing green. It's right there on his logo. It is a green letter E. Or at least it's a green letter E on my end. But here in the United States, the cheapest DWI that I've ever heard of in the last 10 years has run that guy $10,000 by the time everything was done. I mean, that's a hell of a bar tab if you ask me. Now look, if you got NFL money and NBA money and MLB money, or you are an owner of one of those franchises, or let's see, professional soccer money, I guess, is up there pretty high now. You know what? You go ahead, you go ahead and waste that time. Do those stupid things. Here in Houston, we actually had a guy, very, very infamously famous person, played football for the local team. And he got on TMZ because he went to the basketball something or other party, and TMZ was out there, you know, snapping pictures left, right, and sideways. What he got on TMZ for was when he left the party, he came right downstairs, got into a car, and took off. Oh, wait, let me straighten that out to the actual truth. He came downstairs, got into the back of a limo, and his driver drove away. And what he got on TMZ for was because Andre Johnson does it right. He doesn't show up in his fancy cars. He calls up a limo company and he says, "This is where I'm going. Take me there. Wait for me. When I'm done, I'll be down." He knew he'd have a few drinks. And he knew that he was going to get all off on the news if he got in trouble. So he took that option away. Oh yeah, Steve. Let's see. There's you have to have somebody sober in the vehicle breathing into the breathalyzer every few miles thing. Now, the way around that is, of course, you get somebody else to breathe into it for you. Now, you could cart your kid along and make him breathe on it. There are so many bad ways to sit there and get around that. But yes, they will make you pay for it. But think about it, $10,000 by the time you get it to court, and then what your insurance is going to do to you, and all the other crap that's going to happen to your life. Oh yeah, yeah. Hobo in the trunk. Problem is, the hobo might be drinking. Really? They're now calibrated to only the driver? I didn't know that. Hey, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about a DWI. I had one once. That was enough. Once. Oh, actually, mine was a DUI, not a DWI. The difference between a DUI and a DWI is that I was pulled over because I had a license plate light out. I did everything correct. But with a really bad knee, they said, well, we want you to stand here on one leg, put your other leg up in the air, tilt your head back. And I looked at him and I said, I can't. I can't push my bad leg straight forward because it's going to bend. And as soon as I do the bending part, you're going to think that I'm trying to not fall over. Well, no, what I'm telling you is that my leg's just not strong enough to hold it out there straight. And I can't stand on that one leg all by itself. Well, at least I couldn't back then. This was inside of a year of when I shattered my kneecap. So I've had a few years to, you know, it gets better. So by the time they got me to the police station, I was pretty close to being legally drunk, but I wasn't quite. And they says, well, with as much time as it took, you might have metabolized it and come down below the level, so we're going to give you a DUI instead of a DWI. And I'm like, your machine says I'm below. you've already towed my vehicle. I was like, hey, can you just follow me home? I live literally 2 blocks from home. No, they wouldn't let me just pull it up into the driveway or nothing. Damn it. My lawyer took one look at the case, and he's like, did you tell him you had shattered a kneecap? I said, yeah. He got the dash cam video of me explaining that I physically couldn't do that. I said, well, you're not slurring your words. You're not acting aggressive. They really had no reason to pull you out of the car. They were supposed to just write you a ticket for a broken license plate light. You weren't driving fast. They could see it on the video that I wasn't weaving. Oh well, it happened. Won't do that again. Nope, I don't stop and have a drink. Hey, y'all want to go hang out and have a couple of drinks? No, I'm pretty good. I might have a single beer at dinner if I feel like it, but I'll stop at that one beer, and if I still want something to drink afterwards, I'll switch to tea or soda or even water. Though most of the water around here is pretty well tap water, and it tastes kind of funny to my personal palate, so I don't just drink water very often. Unless I'm here at the house. Then I've got all these nice filters. Brings me to a different statement. There are filters for really bad water, and then there are filters for somewhat bad water. I've lived in 2 places here and a location in Weatherford, Texas. Both of them have bad water. Though here is really good compared to a lot of places around here. Howdy, Todd. Great to see you, sir. Everett. At least you had a soft landing. And that cold will bring you right back out of that inebriated state. Long enough for you to stumble along until you get back to that inebriated state. I've done that. Patrick, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that New York City has good tap water. Mostly because, would you swim to New Jersey and back? Because I've seen what that river water looks like right there, and I wouldn't swim in it. And I can't guarantee that some of that hasn't seeped into your groundwater. Uh-oh, there we go. Clipper, breaking ingots. Howdy, sir. Great to see you. But if you've got bad water, whether it's just got some nasty tastes because they have to chlorinate the hell out of it, because like everything here in the Houston area, if you don't chlorinate the hell out of it, it will mold and mildew almost immediately. So there's a lot of chlorine in the tap water in the local area, which just makes it horrible. So instead of drinking a lot of chlorinated water, I got a zero water pitcher. Works real well. Problem is, it cleans the water a little bit too much. You can't just drink that. You got to put other minerals back into your system. Well, Patrick, see, that's what I'm saying. Those waterways that surround Manhattan, can you be sure that some of that's not somehow getting back into the water that becomes the tap water? Now, I mean, maybe you're right. Now, when I lived in Weatherford, there was so much gypsum in the water that you'd turn on the faucet and pour a glass of water and it would look a whole lot like milk. Because it was white. Water is not supposed to be white, it's supposed to be clear. This stuff was cloudy. I mean, you could see through it. And if you let it sit for about 5 or 6 minutes, it would eventually, you would see the sediment forming on the bottom of your glass. And I tried the Brita. Don't get me wrong, Brita works in most places pretty damn well. But if you still are getting a whole lot of funkiness out of your water, you might want to try that zero water pitcher. But again, it cleans the water too damn well. You can't just continue to drink just the zero water. Otherwise, when you go pee later, it'll leach all the minerals and vitamins out of your body. And you'll be shucking extra handfuls of that into your gob every day. Otherwise, you'll get sick. Everett, that's actually true. The water was so badly contaminated that they wanted to figure out a way to make sure that the general people would boil their water. And of course, boiling the water was just an extra step. But it was a time-consuming one, and not everybody wanted to do such things. So they turned to the art of brewing beer. Now, was it Archie or was it Ethel that... No, Ethel would have been Merman. Couldn't have been Ethel. What was the woman's name? Come on. Might have been like, I don't know. Edith. Edith. Yes. She had a voice that could make you beg for someone to take fingernails to a chalkboard. I bet you she could sing beautifully. But for that one little thing, as as their opening little ditty. She did her best to be the worst. Let's see. Ethel Merman. That was the Honeymooners, right? With Gleason. We went all the way back around to Gleason again, didn't we? Yornik, that's actually true. I've had some beer out of Cape Town. It's pretty good stuff. Steve, yes, very true. Cliff, be careful on your travels, especially if the weather's looking nasty. Thankfully, Muletown is nowhere near a certain beach that you like to go to, and Mother Nature has convinced you, or has tried to convince you, to never go back. Okay, Patrick, not a problem. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you that the water's bad. I always worry when people say, "Oh yeah, our water's good." And I mean, people in Flint, Michigan thought their water was good. Stuff's so damn contaminated now that I don't think 500 years from now people will be able to drink the water in Flint, Michigan. Let's see. Country Boy Can't Survive. I believe that was Hank Williams Jr., wasn't it? Patrick, I believe you're correct on that. But I would have had a hard time remembering Audrey Meadows and Joyce Randolph. By the way, Steph and Skip are planning on doing a music trivia live stream. Now, for those of you who know about the music trivia live streams, you have to watch it live, because shortly after it's done, it will be removed from YouTube, because they do that. Howdy, Boris. Great to see you, sir. Sorry, wait. Huva Ilta, Boris. Great to see you, sir. Oh, that'll work, Steve. Everett, just remember, do not melt the yellow snow. They also say not to eat the yellow snow, but don't melt it either. It's not good. Remember that. If the snow is yellow, kill a fellow or something like that. I think that had something to do with snakes. I know it had something to do with snakes. It has to do with poisonous snakes, in fact. I believe it's the coral snake and the king snake have such similar markings that somebody started the phrase, or the little kind of a rhyme that was black and yellow, kill a fellow. Red and black, friend of Jack, or red and yellow, kill a fellow. I think it was red and yellow, kill a fellow. Yes. Oh, God. Oh, that's horrible. Complaining that the water isn't kosher because you're doing stuff to make it actually drinkable. That's awful. Yornik, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm an animal. Howdy, Dan. Great to see you, sir. I love Yordik. He always pipes in with some crazy shit. It's awesome. And no, I'm actually being serious about that. You throw some crazy takes out there, and I'm laughing at them. 9 times out of 10, I'm just like, it's awesome. I'm fairly certain Steve has heard that about the snakes before. I think it's red and yellow, kill a fellow, yellow and black, friend of Jack. Speaking of Jack, Cliff, how's Jack doing? Well, Yordik, I'm not crazy. I asked the voices in my head, and we could almost unanimously agree that I wasn't crazy, so therefore I'm not crazy. Yeah, Patrick, that's just weird. I know vegetarians, or at least they say they're vegetarians, except for they eat bacon and shrimp. Good one, Yornik. Not a problem, Miss Kathy. You take care, be well, and safe travels to and from work. Come back in one piece. Steve needs you. And of course, we love you too, so there's always that. Oh, goodness. Oh. I had a long day today. Woke up early, got stuff done, took a cat to the vet, dropped almost $1,000. No Muletown Pipe Show for me this year. Woo-hoo. Found out that the stray that we've been trying to nurse back to health actually had a fracture. Looks as if someone shot him with a BB or pellet gun. He is still limping around on 3 legs. So I put him in a carry cage. Got a handle on the top, plastic. I can wash it if it gets dirty, no big deal. I get him there. The vet tech takes him to the back so that they can get him weighed and everything else. And, you know, we were going to get him his shots and get him dewormed and all the other goofy stuff. And the vet techs open the cage door and he starts going. Running around like he's trying like crazy to get out of there. So they were going like, there's no way he's got a broke leg. When I would give him belly rubs at night. He likes belly rubs. Hey, I like belly rubs. If the girl's cute, I'll let her rub my belly. No, I don't know why he wants belly rubs from me, just saying. Howdy, Horatio. Great to see you, sir. So when I'd give him belly rubs, he would pull my hand up underneath what I now know is his broken leg. That's not normal. He wasn't crying or making a big fuss about it. He was just like, okay, yeah, it's hurting. No big deal. Howdy, Cedric. Great to see you, sir. So I didn't really know that it was broken. I just was like, man, maybe he's got like a torn tendon or something. Maybe this is... Thank you, Horatio. Probably a lie, but I appreciate it. So this cat, who I guess is tougher than old boot nails, definitely tougher than old cow leather. He's not acting like he's hurt, except for he's limping. Three x-rays, chipped, neutered. Yeah, he's ours now. Damn it. We've gone to a 4-cat family now. Yornik, believe me when I tell you, he's got a bunch of trophies, if that's the case, because he showed up here 2 or 3 times during this last winter. And I'm telling you, he was tore up. Fighting, not a problem. Patrick, no, they did not fix his leg. They said that at this point, the bones had started to knit back together as they are. And that to do anything, they would have to re-break his leg. And that it looked straight enough. It's just that it's going to be a little weaker for a while. Oh yeah, Patrick. Yeah. Needed another freaking meow to feed. But yeah, so for the next couple of weeks, he is a house cat. I'm no longer allowed to take him for leashed walks. That was discussed. They said no, that's actually not good for him. He needs to be kept docile so that what's there and is starting to heal will continue to heal, and he won't do any more damage to it. Everett, I knew the wife was going to keep him. Not me, the wife. They named him. I knew it was over at that point. I was hopeful. Now, here's the problem. He does not get along with Trump at all. And no, I'm not talking about former President Trump of the United States. I'm talking about my cat that used to, and I do mean used to, he used to look a whole lot like a certain hairpiece from a certain president. And now, this picture was taken today. This is a picture of Trump. Ain't he purty? Everybody says he's purty. He's pretty rotten. Oh, yeah, Patrick. I don't have a say-so anyways. I've been saying I want to live a zoo-free life before we adopted the last three. They're all strays. They just keep showing up. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Yes, so anyways, that's Trump, the cat that I showed. That's Trump. That's the one that has cancer. He's strong and aggressive, and we're feeding him steroids. Let's shoot for roid rage on a cat that's already a little bit aggressive. Oh, yeah. Patrick, believe me. I know. I want a zoo-free life because I don't want to have to always come home and take care of cats. Oh, Yordik. It's not so much that he's going to get ripped. He's just... He was already strong. And I do mean, like, really strong. Well, that's the reason for the jacket. It was doing this rainy, sprinkly thing, and I had a feeling it was going to get like this. Now, the wind is blowing kind of away from me, so mostly there I'm okay, but just off of where I'm at right now, there is a downspout from a gutter, and it ends up basically dribbling into a puddle, and that's what you're hearing. So yes, it is a little moist here in the Houston. Yeah, not letting my cat get a necklace or mouse ears. But if he wants to go in with me and get a tattoo, I mean, yeah, we'll do it. I'm going to feel bad for that tattoo artist, though. Forest, sometimes when it rains, it does definitely pour. Houston is pretty well known for its sudden downburst of nasty-ass rain. Real quick, I'm going to turn on the light here behind me. Mostly because with the clouds hanging like they're hanging, we're going to lose visibility. At least this way I won't be completely in the dark. Though I have done a few feeds from straight on darkness myself. If I scoot over, that won't be quite as bright behind me. Get this chair to stop trying to collapse underneath me and we'll be all right. Yornik, London's got nothing on Houston. I've heard from some people that lived in London when they first time saw it really rain in Houston, and they're like, what the hell is this? I was like, this is just rain, no big deal. And they're staring at me like, you're crazy. This isn't rain. This is like all the water on the planet showing up all at once. Horatio, y'all do get some of that Gulf Coast rain too, especially during hurricane season. I feel real bad for y'all during hurricane season. Oh, no, Martin. The non-tailgate is the fact that Robert will not be on tonight. He will be on Saturday. He left a small little video, and I wanted to make sure that people knew that he's not coming on tonight. Well, Dan, I am having a My Father La Bijou. Everett is having something with Burley. Widjibber's pretty interesting. Martin, you could always go live at the Matches Tribute Smoke. Would that be creamed corn? Come on, Cliff, is that creamed corn? I'm fairly certain you're speaking of sour mash. My favorite way to consume corn as well. Now, look, I've been telling everybody that's going to be at the Matches Tribute Smoke. that, you know, get together, run 2 or 3 live streams at the same time. It doesn't really matter. People are going to be tuning in. It would be helpful if somebody would put out one of those real quick shorts saying, hey, we're about to go live here in, 15 minutes or so. Well, 15-second video, called a short. That way more people could show up and be like, hey, I can't be there, but I could be here with y'all, wishing I was there. Right, so as Cedric said, is that going to be Eastern or Central? Now, Martin did say that he's bringing his little gimbal mount and all of that, and hopefully he'll be able to do some live streaming. And I told Willie last night that he can do some. All he's got to do is put the Prism app on. There's a little bit of a delay, but, so what? I don't have 1,000 subs. I'm doing right now this live stream using the Prism app. You're probably right, Patrick. Yeah, he could use the live stream though to hammer through those glitches, though. Just as a thought. Well, Nashville is Central Time, but it's in Colombia. And I don't know where Colombia is, if it's on one side of the time zone line or the other. Things get a little crazy when they go through some of those states. Tennessee is one of them. It's split just about right down the damn middle. Half is on Central and half is on Eastern. And Nashville is pretty close to the Central. Well, I know I'm in Central Time, so I'm going to be like 9 a.m. Get out here and be ready to start watching y'all smoking Haunted Bookshop. I will not be smoking Haunted Bookshop with y'all, but that's because I don't have any here with me. Dan, that's interesting. I'm going to continue to use the Prism app because I like the way it works. Yornik, that's true, but the city of Columbia is in 29 different states here in the United States. Okay, Columbia, Tennessee is in the Central Time Zone. Okay, good. Glad we got that hammered out straight. Howdy, Ron. Great to see you. Or as Skip would say, hard crackers? See, Everett's trying to help out people. Of course, Everett, remember, that's 9 a.m. Central Time. If you're out there on the West Coast, if I remember correctly, you are. That's, 10 a.m. here is 8 a.m. your time. Just don't want to pressure you, you know. Uh-oh, Ron's been called. All right, Ron, have a good dinner. Well, we'll still be here for another 40 minutes to an hour, depending upon how fast or slow this cigar is smoking. That's right. The most northern Columbia in the United States is in Washington State. And Dan's correct. They have a British Columbia. Do they speak the Queen's English in British Columbia? Shouldn't y'all change the name to Canadian Columbia? I know that'd screw with the mail system, but the mail system in Canada is kind of screwed up anyways, right? I mean, or at least so I've heard. Uh-oh, looks like I'm getting some mail call. Must be a package because he's getting out the truck in the rain. I'll be right back, gentlemen.
All right.
Take care. Okay, not for me. It's for Holly. Hey, you know what's really hard on a porch pirate? A guy like me sitting on the front porch. You go try to steal something off the front porch and I'm sitting there, you tend to stop and say, nah, it's just not worth it. Oh, yeah, good point there, Yornik. Yes, it's a limited edition. Howdy, Steph and Skip. Great to see you. By the way, Steph and Skip are seriously talking about doing a music trivia live stream. I mentioned it already, but it bears reiteration. If you've never been to one of Steph and Skip's live streams where they do music, you've been missing out. They're always fun. Oh, Everett's 8 hours north from Toronto. Okay, who's driving? Because if I'm driving, that puts you in Russia. I can cover a lot of land in 8 hours. Well, if it's a straight line. Just saying. Patrick, it's not scheduled for tonight, but they are discussing it. I've heard this because, well, it was on the blob today. For those of you who are not reading the blob on a regular daily basis, yeah. Oh, Steph has a thing for Uthred, son of Uthred. Don't worry, Steph. Holly has that same thing. She says he's got a great ass. Don't blame me. he walks around butt cheeks out on a regular basis in that show. So here's a fun thing. Here's a fun fact about Canada that few people actually realize. Canada has roughly the same number of people as Texas. Not kidding. Oh no, it's not assimilated. It's more like the directors of the show The Last Kingdom just have no problem showing that guy's bare ass. Dan, that's about right. Yeah, 38 million. I think Texas might be maybe just a little bit up on you. During the last few years, there's been a lot of people migrating into Texas. There's more jobs and cheaper land and no state income tax. Yordic, I really don't look at guys' butts to see if the booty claps or not. But if this is your wife asking, Holly says it's a great show because they show enough of him on a regular basis, and he's real easy to look at. And me, I like the action sequences of the show. So for the guys that aren't really interested in naked men, it's some great hack and slash type action. Dad, I would not doubt that. For that matter, 10 square miles of Canada probably has more lakes than all of Texas. And you only have to get near the Great Lakes just to see that there are plenty of lakes in Canada. As far as natural lakes, there's only one natural lake in Texas. I believe it's Lake of the Pines. Well, Yornik, the question there then becomes, does she try to blow your Viking horn? You don't have to answer. But, you know, just something to ask her next time she calls you her Viking warrior. Boris, that's like 2 lakes per person. Good Lord, that's a lot of lakes. We are talking lakes, not snowflakes, right? Boris, no, don't worry. I know y'all have way too many snowflakes all winter long. And we're not talking about those people that just turn out and melt. I wouldn't deem to call them snowflakes. Snowflakes are beautiful. Those kind of snowflakes are just nasty. Well, Horatio, they allow me to go live. I just keep the comments going, right? Funny headwear. Okay. Good answer, Yornik. We like it. Oh, yeah, I could fish in Finland. Well, Boris, there's lots of little ponds here in Texas, but they're too small to be called a lake. And according to something I read recently, the deepest lake in the world is somewhere in Russia, Siberia, in fact. I mean, don't blame me, just something I read. I believe that's correct, Dan. I didn't remember the name. I'm bad with names. Don't get me started on names. I'm going to screw that up. But that seems to be what I tend to remember as what I read. Wait, I'm just talking about lakes. I mean, I knew Lake Superior was pretty deep, and I went looking to see how deep Crater Lake was, and surprisingly, Crater Lake is also extremely deep. So I Googled, what's the deepest lake? And it happens to be in Russia. Good answer, Yornik. Good answer. Okay, that's an interesting way that they've put that. So in Finland, fresh water is called sweet water. I didn't know that. That's correct, Patrick. And I will say that of all the lakes I've ever been to, Crater Lake is the prettiest. I've been to the Great Lakes. I've been to several other lakes, both man-made and naturally occurring. And Dan, I didn't know that that's how Canada referred to fresh water, was sweet water. Okay. Now, Yordik, are you talking about Crater Lake with that comment, or Lake Baikal? I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Baikal, or don't get me wrong. If I needed to ask Holly how to say something in Russian, I would ask her because, well, she speaks Russian. She doesn't do it all the time, so it takes her a little while. But if she's doing it all the time, she can just let loose with some certain phrases. Of course, she also says that speaking Russian is easier when you're drunk, because people expect a drunk person to spit on them. And, well, when you speak in the Russian language, it's a very that is true as well, Cliff. Oh, thank you, Yordik. I didn't know that my Russian pronunciation was good for that. I should go, Sto? Yornik understood it. Salties and freshies, yeah. The saltwater crocodile and the freshwater crocodile. And both of them like the taste of you. It's Sto? Sto? Oh, okay. Well, Cliff, I can't go diving. Mostly because I can't get a mask that will actually correct my vision enough that I could actually do any kind of diving. Okay. Jopa? Hey, for all I know, Yornik's gonna get me cussing in Russian. Don't worry, I say all kinds of shit on my show on a regular basis. Probably part of the reason why YouTube doesn't want to put any commercials on my channel. And I'm good with that. Well, Cliff, good thing you didn't smell like bacon or they would have taken a chunk. Now, I've got some friends that, I have a friend that moved to Australia because he has a job that they were having a hard time getting a hold of those people. Ah, okay. Very nice, Yornik. I appreciate it. Howdy, Ben. Great to see you, sir. So my friend that moved to Australia because he had a job that they wanted him bad enough that they put out an offer and he moved so that he could continue to do his job and get paid really good money. I know that he took with him the sport of watermelon football. Some of y'all know what that is. Watermelon football. You take lard, bacon grease, or any kind of a sticky, slick type substance, smear it all over a watermelon, throw it in the water, and you try to move the watermelon from your end to the opponent's end. Dan, it is definitely football played with a watermelon. And it sounds difficult for some people. Oh, Cliff, I know a lot of those guys from there in Australia, and they like to dish it out too, so I guess it's pretty even there. Mon-Claude Gansdam. How's it going, sir? Woo! There's a whole lot of comments all of a sudden. The O? I'm not sure what the O is, other than a lake. I'll have to look it up. Right, so anyways, whatever you grease a watermelon with, it needs to really stick to the watermelon and not just come off. Though in Australia, they tend to use greases that work better in salt water. Hey, Russian caviar is pretty good there, Patrick. I have no problem with Russian caviar. Now, Dad, are you speaking from experience? And why are you trying to wash the Vaseline off? Shouldn't you be letting your woman try to wash the Vaseline off? Sorry, that might have gone too far. I apologize. Got to rub the stuff in. Come on, Cliff. What are you trying to wash Kentucky off with? Unless it's corn liquor. I know, it's the other KY. All right, 3 comments in a row and I'm laughing. This is the one show that off the rails is perfect. It doesn't matter. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, Boris, there's a whole lot of wrong that happened during World War II. Yornik, partially good movie reference. Yes, yes. The quote was roads, but you know, rails will work because in number 3 they had rails. Definitely true, Everett. Definitely true. But going in dry is to die from. I mean, for. How'd that song go? Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. There you go, Cliff. Good Aussie reference. And Patrick, that is definitely true. Wait, Mellencamp? Did Mellencamp also sing about going off the rails on a crazy train? I know Ozzy did. Somewhere after he screams, "All aboard." Oh, hurt so good. Yes, yes, that would be Mellencamp. Yes. Yeah, Everett, that nice cooling feeling from Vicks Vapo Rub is not a good thing. It'll have you doing a Eddie Murphy bit. Be screaming and then washing your dick in the sink. Then when your family catches you, they'd be like, "Baby, why you wash your dick in the sink?" I don't remember if that was Raw or Delirious, but it's in one of those. And it was funny. Uh-oh, I think we're almost embarrassing Steph. Sorry, Steph. But you're married to a Navy guy. Come on. Cliff, it was definitely that kind of funny. I think it was in the same episode where Bill Cosby had talked to Eddie and said, "You can't say filth, flarn, 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 filth." And Richard Pryor told Eddie Murphy that he should call Bill up and tell him, have a Coke, a smile, and shut the fuck up. Yeah, pooping in the sink would probably be just completely wrong. Woo! Damn, now you're talking pain there, brother. Yeah, yeah. Whew. Make you sit right up and take notice, doesn't it? That Tiger Balm stuff. Now, were you using the red or the mostly clear? The red stuff's bad, but that mostly clear stuff is... That stuff stands you on your head and make you beg for something. Something like a chocolate bar that I'll be eating on April 1st. Kind of like some peanuts that I ate last April 1st. Woo! Yeah, I go with the Tiger Balm after lifting or working, but not before. I'll deal with the pain until after I'm done sweating for Tiger Balm. Oh, hell no. Oh, and sorry, but if you ever shattered a kneecap, you're going to know the great feeling of Tiger Balming up your kneecap later that day and saying, oh, that feels good. And then you just hope that you're smart enough to go wash your hands before you rub your eye. Only happened once. That's all it takes. Really? They've got a arthritis rub liquid in a pump container. Nice. We only get these little bitty jars that look like Carmex. Or if you happen to be a fan of Mark, that would be TPI Mark. It looks like his X221, which you rub that on your pipes. Trust me, you'll like it if you do. Oh, well, Patrick, trust me, my knee is arthritic. At best. I don't have arthritis in my hands yet. Probably will in another 10 years, but not yet. Very true, Cliff. Any good crawfish is going to light you up if you do the wrong thing. And Patrick, I feel bad for you if you're needing that stuff every morning for your knees. I understand though. It's why I don't live in cold climates, because it gets cold and my knees hurt so much worse. The heat in Houston feels good. Feels real good. Well, compared to cold anyways. While we're speaking of just arthritis, there is. Boris, I can only imagine. Oh yeah, I should buy stock in Tiger Balm because I use the shit out of that stuff. Neck gets hurting right up around this area here. Rub a little bit of that stuff on it. A little bit later, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm good now. Yornik, I don't think I've seen enough snow to actually make a decent snowman in close to 10 years. Last time I saw anywhere near enough snow to make a snowman, they were calling it Snowmageddon up in the Dallas area. That was back when I lived in Weatherford. Damn cigar is just not going to stay lit. You know it's a little bit humid out when your cigar won't stay lit. But it was a damn good cigar. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to make it to the 2-hour mark. That's only 9 minutes away. And I got a 2.5 hour run tomorrow before Matt comes on. Unless Matt wants to go early, which is fine with me. Again, for anybody who's been watching, Matt is going to be on doing his live stream again tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. Compound W on a hemorrhoid. I don't think that's the right one to go with. Oh, good Lord, Dan. Oh, not a problem, Cliff. I'm still on for a little bit. So let's see what we've got coming up. We've got nothing really for the rest of the evening after this one. And I'm not trying to say that just to fool people from not going over to Robert's show. He left a video earlier saying that he's shifting his to Saturday. So I'll be looking forward to that. I don't know what time on Saturday, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to tailgate for that. But well, Patrick, that's the great thing about tailgates. It's just a good time to hang out and enjoy one another's company and just relax. Not really an agenda, just. Now, normally it would be to try and go to the next show, but of course I didn't want everybody to think, hey, where's Robert? And not be able to find him. He did leave a short video. You could probably find it. And he said he's moving his show to Saturday because of today being St. Patrick's Day, and he didn't want to have everybody trying to break up their... Uh-oh, Mike at Briar Blues started alive. Uh-oh, well, let's go over there. Then this was a tailgate. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so great of y'all to be here. Had a great time. Hopefully y'all did as well. Remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Do the best you can with that. And as per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care. I'll see you over on Mike's channel here in just a minute. And really, thank y'all for being here. It's been great. Yeah, Ron, that compound W on a hemorrhoid, that'll light you up. Y'all take care. I'll see you at Mike's here in just a minute. Bye for now. Missed the end button. There it is. Found it.